welcome back to We Watch the Movie. I'm Mike and he's Jay, and today we're reviewing the Bourne Legacy. Reviewing the Bourne Legacy. Let's see.
Bourne Disappointment.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah.
It's directed by Tony Gilroy. He wrote all the other movies. This is his first time directing. It's got Jeremy Renner replacing Matt Damon, not as Bourne, but as a central character. Rachel Weisz, the dad from Titus, is one of the CIA dudes, Edward Norton. We come back and it's around the same time that the Bourne Ultimatum left off, and everything's all messed up with Treadstone or whatever it's called now, Blackbriar, Linksys or whatever the heck it's called.
Linksys, isn't that wireless?
Yeah.
Larks,
that's what it was.
Yeah.
Everything's all messed up with that because of what happened with Bourne. So they bring in Edward Norton to come in and clean things up. Well, while that's happening, you find out that Bourne wasn't the only agent. They said that in the previews. There's other agents stationed in other places, and be it whether they're training or they're going through it, the whole operation's a way bigger deal than just Jason Bourne. So when Edward Norton comes in and he sees how bad they effed everything up, he says, we got to shut the whole thing down, we'll restart it later, cut off everything, cut off everything, everybody that's had anything to do with it
clean
on every level, including the agents. So that includes them wiping out Jeremy Renner's character, and he's not going to let that happen.
And then that kind of sound like the same plot line of Bourne Identity. Just there was so much potential for this movie to be a great movie, and in addition to the Bourne, I really thought it was going to revitalize the Bourne series. I thought it was going to have a good mixture of really great, awesome, memorable action sequences with awesome subplots and plots, psychological thrillers, but no. And like they had a cool plot, and then they added extra plots and extra plots and extra plots and a hidden plot, and wait, there's more. Here's another plot. You're like, what? Does it never end?
And that's the thing. You're okay with like a deep story and stuff like that. The problem with this is when you get down to brass tacks, it's very simple. It's a very, very simple story. But they took little things that could have taken 5 minutes and they spent 20 minutes of the movie on it.
Don't get us wrong. We're not saying it's hard. It's like one of those movies that you're like have to be a super intelligent alien to understand. No. It's just. You understand what's going on, but it's just so much, and some of the extra plot points are just so ridiculous and stupid. It's just it's dumb. It didn't even need to be in the movie.
And this one also, it didn't just have plot holes in itself, but it made plot holes for the other 3 Bourne movies, because there's things, and I don't want to give anything away, but there's things that the agents now do. It's a part of who they are that Bourne never had to do. Yeah. And it just, you're like, well, why never he have to do that? It doesn't make any sense.
But I do like how they, at some parts of the movie, they explain the evolution of Treadstone and how Treadstone was a small thing and how it branched out to be this really big thing, because you only got small parts of it in the first 3. But like I said, it was just too much dialogue, and there were just too many pathways that were trying to get to that point. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, and Renner's a little bit more rugged, so you kind of thought it's going to have like kind of a different action take to it. But basically what we thought, I think, was going into this movie, it's going to be kind of Casino Royale for James Bond. Yeah. Like it was going to kind of switch the style up just a little bit, but they really didn't. They did a little bit too much copy and paste from the other movies.
There was some scenes in this movie that were like identical to other scenes.
It was like checkpoints.
Frame for frame. I'm not just talking about like kind of similar, like exactly similar.
Yeah.
Like there's especially the rooftop scene for me.
And there was not nearly enough of the Bourne trademark action like fight sequences.
Yeah.
They were here, but not as much as there should have been. Especially because when Renner was doing that,
it was badass.
It was really believable. That's one thing I want to say. Renner, I loved Renner in this role. I thought he was great. I just didn't get enough of him.
Yeah,
it's kind of like the Dark Knight and Batman. Like I just didn't get enough of him.
I know. I don't know. I think it was so stupid at the very beginning of the movie. It was like an hour and 10 minutes in the Alaskan territory. Yeah. And like these wolves are hunting him, and I was telling him when we were leaving, I was like, I thought fucking Liam Neeson was gonna come out. We're watching The Grey 2. Yeah. It turns, and then you're like, is this The Grey? Yeah. He's like, you should have left me alone. He's talking to the wolf. I was like, and then Liam Neeson's like, shoot him in the face.
And then there was cool scenes in that part, but they just spent way too much time there. You're kind of like, okay, let's get into it now.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting
for. Like the first half of the movie, you're like, okay, I get it, I understand. Let's get into it. It's okay. I liked a couple of things that they did with Bourne. I like how because Jeremy Renner plays it a little bit different than Matt Damon. He's a different person, he's way more like he's way more of a people person. Like he wants someone to talk to. Like he's trying to talk to people and stuff like that. Yeah, and he brings a little bit more to the role, and I like that. But
and then another good thing, they were few and far between, but the action sequences, like the ones they did right, they were really good when they actually did them right. And that was the only thing, because like it just didn't have enough in it. Like there just wasn't enough action in it. But the scenes that were in it were really good.
Yeah, there's one scene towards the end And you'll know what it is when you see it towards the end. I didn't like how they got to that point. It was kind of disappointing.
It took forever
You
to
wanted
get
a big face-off, is what you
Yeah.
wanted, and you really didn't get it. But the scene where it happens, it was the coolest scene of that kind I've ever seen.
Yeah, but
it was really cool. Everybody in theater was like, "Oh!"
Yeah, I love that scene, but it just took forever to get to that scene.
Yeah.
And the payoff wasn't that great.
Yeah.
Because what you said, like.
It was a good special effects.
But they were leading it up to something amazing, and then it just was like. No.
Yeah, you wanted a face-off at some
Yeah, I
point.
know. I think his motivations was purely stupid.
Yeah, a couple times I was like, "Why is he doing this again?"
Yeah, I know. It's like, we can't reveal what it is, but it's pretty dumb.
Yeah, we'll just call it Junk Bourne. Junkie Bourne.
Yeah, be careful there.
I like certain things about this movie even better than the other movies, but for the most part, I wanted them to do their own thing a little bit, and they just kept going back to Treadstone and the same stuff going on at Treadstone. You wanted something new this time around, and you just didn't get it.
I'm sick of Treadstone.
Yeah.
I don't even want to buy the tires.
Even though I know they're not calling it that now, but whatever it was. And not just that, but everybody except for the main characters, like Renner was great, Norton was great for what he was. His character could have been done a little bit better, I think, but he played it great. Rachel Weisz is great, but all the touch characters, some of the bad guys, some of the extra people that they added to it were the acting was way less than par with the other movies. It's hard because as a movie by itself, guys, it's a good movie. It's a good action movie.
But you got to tie it with
including it with the Bourne series, it's kind of disappointing. I'm gonna give it a 7.0.
I'm going to give it 7.0 too. As a standalone movie, it is a good movie, but if they hadn't tacked on Bourne on it, you might have been like, this is a really great movie. But even then, though, I mean, just the dialogue was just too much, man. Even then, I just don't think I would even give it a higher score on an independent movie. If it had nothing to do with Bourne, I still probably would have been like, it's just really confusing.
Yeah.
You know, because they just do all this extra stuff that they didn't need.
Yeah, they overcomplicate.
You know, if somebody should have said to them when they came out of whenever they have their dailies and their meetings about the movie, they should say, you need to cut this part of the fat out. Like, this doesn't need to be in. You got this big, nice sirloin steak, and then you got this fatness all over it.
Yeah, it was like scene after scene reaffirming the things that we already know.
So what I would suggest for you guys, I mean, if you guys are really a big fan of Jason Bourne and you love the series, then go see it, and I hope you enjoy it. But if you're not, like if you're kind of like casual Jason Bourne kind of guy, then maybe wait for it to come out on video.
If your only motivation to go see the movie is to see something new because you're not that big of a fan of the Bourne movies, but you think maybe this will be a little bit different, don't.
I don't want people to get the wrong idea, like we're bashing it and saying, oh, you hated it.
Yeah, as a movie I liked it, but I expected it to be way better.
So yeah, that's all we're saying. 7.0 for me, 7.0 for Mike.
We're in agreement.
Well, yeah.
Question is, if you have seen this, I know they're not the same character, they're not both Jason Bourne, but Matt Damon or Jeremy Renner? If they come back to do another sequel, who would you rather see? I mean, obviously it'll be Renner. But who would you rather see, Matt Damon or Jeremy Renner? My pick is Renner. I love Damon, but Renner is just way more believable, and I don't know, I like him a lot better in that role.
I'd probably go with Jeremy Renner, but then again, I haven't seen Jeremy Renner established yet. Matt Damon's established as Jason Bourne, so you already know what you're getting when you watch him. This has nothing to do with the movie. It kind of does. I was telling him I geeked out a little bit. It was funny to me because I was telling Mike, Jeremy Renner was Hawkeye, right, in Avengers, and Edward Norton was the Incredible Hulk and would have been in the Avengers as the Hulk alongside Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye if he hadn't backed out of the project. That was fucking weird. I just liked it. I don't know. I know. When they were on screen together, I was like, why don't you just really call each other by your real names, Bruce Banner and Clint?
Well, that's the problem. They weren't on screen together enough.
Yeah, but, one time.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
Rate, comment, subscribe. I'm Jay. This is Mike. Good to see you. Okay, bye.